The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi students, welcome back to our computer application virtual class. I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. And I am really happy to know that you all are doing your works well. Right. So students, as you all know that November 30 is observed as National Computer Security Day. Yes, it is to raise the awareness about the security of the computer and other gadgets as well. Right. So you all are using mobile phones, right? So make sure that your data are safe and secure. Okay, so try to avoid downloading contents from the unknown sites. Okay, right. So today we are going to enter a new chapter. So on the previous chapters we have discussed about the software and the programming language C++. Yes, so C++ is an object-oriented programming language, right? And we have discussed the fundamentals of C++ on the previous chapter. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss the main concepts of C++. Okay, so data types, operators, etc. So let's start with data types. Right. So chapter 5, data types and operators. So data types. So data types are to mention the type of the data which you are giving as input. നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഇൻപുട്ടിന്റെ ടൈപ്പ്, whether it is integers or characters or fractions etc. So നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഡാറ്റയുടെ ടൈപ്പ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനാണ് ഡാറ്റ ടൈപ്പ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Data types are to mention the type of the data which you are giving as input, right? And you have to declare the data type along with the variable. And what is variable? Yes, it is to store and allocate the memory for the value, right? So data types are the types of data, right? So you can see in the diagram C++ data types are mainly three types: user defined, fundamental data types and derived data types. So again, fundamental data types are two types: integer and floating point data types. So user-defined data types are some compilers allows the programmers to declare their own data types. Programmers ne avadedaya own data types declare cheyan pattum. You can see some examples like struct, enum, union, class, etc. So you will know about this on your higher classes. Clear? So now you can understand the examples for user-defined data types like structure, enumeration, union, class, etc. Clear? Then derived data types. There are some data types which are constructed from the fundamental data types. Fundamental data types already declared iduttam. Adanna derive cheyyidi use cheyyunna chila data types undu. Examples: arrays, pointers, functions, etc. So you know about this in the program. Okay, nammal program cheyyuna samayathu you will get more idea about this, right? So then what is fundamental data types? Yes, see, fundamental data types are also known as built-in data types, and these are the data types which we are commonly used in the programmers, like integers, characters, etc. Common ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന numbers, characters, strings. So ഇത് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് fundamental data types. Clear? So these are mainly 5 types: int, char, float, double and void. So let's see one by one. First one, int data type. That means integer. It is to represent the integers without fractional part. Fractions illada integers മാത്രം represent ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് int data type. and it can be positive, 0 and negative. And for each data types, the compiler allows some memory address or memory allocations. So here GCC, GNU compiler collection, it allows 4 bytes of memory for int data type. Integer values store ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് 4 bytes of memory ആണ് allocate ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Right. So there are some range, like you can see the numbers. So this is the range which comes under int data type. Clear? So first you have to know that how many bytes it needs. 4 bytes of memory. Right. And it includes integer values without fractions. Clear? Yes. So char data type are the characters like letters, digits, special symbols, punctuations, etc. So I hope you remember what is character set. Yes, single quotes are used in a single characters. Right. So that also comes under char data type. Char means character. Clear? It is to represent letters, digits, special symbols, punctuators, etc. And for char data type, it needs 1 byte of memory. Okay, so INT 4 bytes ആയിരുന്നു and char 1 byte ആയിരുന്നു. Clear? Then, so character set like /t, a, so this all comes under char data type. Right? Here, char data is stored in the memory with the corresponding ASCII code. Yes. So for a, what is the ASCII code? 65. So character data is stored in the memory with the corresponding ASCII value. Right. So you can see the range -128 to +127. Right. So next is float data type. It is to represent fractional values. Okay. So floating point numbers are stored in a manner similar to scientific notation. So നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും ഫ്ലോട്ടിംഗ് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ രണ്ട് ടേംസ് പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഏതൊക്കെയാ? Mantis and exponent. So same thing only. The part of the number before the is mantis and after the is exponent. Right. So here it allows 4 bytes of memory. Float data type 4 bytes of memory തന്നെയാണ്. Yes, but decimal ന് ശേഷം എത്ര values വരും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എത്ര digits വരും എന്നല്ലേ. So float data type precision of 7 digits മാത്രമേ പറ്റൂ. So beyond that പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we can use double data. And it carries precision of 15 digits. 15 digits വരെ നമുക്ക് double data type include ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Like it represents double the size of the float data type. Clear? And it allows 8 bytes for storing the double data type values. Clear? So here it requires 8 bytes and it can store precision of 15 digits. That is the double the size of float data type. Clear? Yes. So last one, void data type. So sir, there are some cases like to store empty set of data. So empty set no anymore. Is it requires any memory? No. So it does not require any memory space. So that is void data type. Clear? So you can see all the data types here: char, int, float, double, and void. Right? And you can see the size. For char data type, 1 byte. For int, 4 bytes. And for float, again 4 bytes. For double, 8 bytes. And for void, 0 bytes. You can see the range of values. Clear? Yes. Now, next is variables. So, on the previous chapter itself, we have discussed what is variable. Right? So, variable are the name which we can declare to store and retrieve the data. Right? And we have discussed the rules also. There are some rules. Yes? I hope you remember that. Right? So, there are 3 main aspects of variables: variable name, memory address, and content. So, variable name, for example, int num. So num is the variable name, right? And int is the data type. That means that num is a integer value, right? And memory address. See here, you can see we are storing here a value 18 in the variable num. So num is a variable name to 18 value store here. So integer values etra bytes are 4 bytes. So you can see. So the memory address will be stored like the collection of some cells wise item. So each cell carries 1 byte. Okay, so integer ആണ്, so 4 bytes, 1 2 3 4, right? So the base address, that means the starting address, is called L value of the variable. Yes, the base address or the starting address is called as L value of the variable, and the main value is what? R value, and that is content. A variable ne nammal kodukkunna value aanu content. Yes, and that is called R value of the variable. So these are the three main aspects of variables: variable, memory address, content. Clear? And the base address is called L value, and the content is called R value. Clear? Next, operators. So that also we have discussed on the previous chapter. What are operators? Operators are the symbols which used to perform some operations. Right? So based on the number of operands, the operators are divided into three types. Okay? First one, unary operators. So unary operators, see, unary operators carries single operands. Single operands വരുന്നതാണ് unary operators. You can see the example here. Plus, minus. This is mainly used to represent the sign of the variable, whether it is positive or negative. Clear? So you can see the example x. So നമ്മൾ 8 ന് ഒരു value കൊടുക്കണം. So as we have already discussed it, we are not representing plus sign. അല്ലേ, പ്ലസ് എന്നുള്ള സൈൻ നമ്മൾ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാറില്ല. വിത്തൗട്ട് സൈൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ പ്ലസ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മൾ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Clear? So 8, and in minus x, minus 8. For 0, there is no sign, so 0 0. And for minus 9, minus, here minus into minus plus. So this we max already പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ. So minus minus plus 9. So mainly unary operators are to represent the sign of the variable, whether it is positive or negative. Clear? And it carries only single operand. Okay. Then binary operators carries two operands, and arithmetic operators, relational, logical, these are the commonly used binary operators. Right? And the third one, ternary operators, and it carries three operands. Okay? And this is the symbol we use to ternary operator. Yes? You can see the symbol, question mark and colon. Right? Yes. So let's see the arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are the operators which we use in the mathematical calculations, like plus, minus, into, division, right? And for the reminders, for representing reminders, we can use the percentage operator, and here we can call it as modulus operator. നമ്മൾ reminders represent ചെയ്യാൻ നമ്മൾ prime number example കണ്ടപ്പോൾ നോക്കിയിരുന്നു, അവിടെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത് percentage operator ആണ്. Yes, this is to represent the remainder in the division. Okay, so this we call it as modulus operator. So arithmetic operators are mathematical operators like plus, minus, into, slash, and this percentage. That means modulus operator. Right? Then relational operators are used to compare two values. Comparison വരുന്ന cases like less than ആണോ greater than ആണോ examples നോക്കിയിരുന്നു. Yes, so relational operators are used for comparing the values, right? And the results are either true or false. Either true or false ആണോന്ന് നോക്കുന്നു. രണ്ട് results വരുന്നു true or false. And these are the operators: less than, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. So for not equal to, exclamatory and equal to, and for equal to, double equal to ആണ്. കണ്ടോ? Yes. Then next is logical operators. So logical operators are used to compare multiple expressions, right? Relational പറഞ്ഞാൽ a greater than b അല്ലെങ്കിൽ a greater than c. So അങ്ങനെയുള്ള cases ആണ് relational operators. ഇത് രണ്ടും ഓരോ expressions ആയിരിക്കും. And here we can use the operators like logical and, logical not, logical or. Okay, so let's see one by one. Logical and operator. Yes, it is to compare two expressions. You can see, here you can see the example. Yes, see, 10 greater than 5, that is expression. Then 15 less than 25. So this is one expression. So here you are going to compare these two expressions. So ampersand, ampersand. So this is the the value true. And here true indicates 1 and the false indicates 0. Right. So in logical AND the condition is the both expressions should be true. Then you can get the result as true. രണ്ട് എക്സ്പ്രഷനും ട്രൂ ആണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ റിസൾട്ട് ട്രൂ ആവുള്ളൂ. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ ഫാൾസ് ആണെങ്കിലും റിസൾട്ട് ഫാൾസ് ആയിരിക്കും. Yes, you can see. So 0 0 both expressions are 0, that means false, then the result also 0. And if either one of the expression is true, again the result is false. Then if both expressions are true, then the result is true. So the condition is the true expression should be true. Then only you will get the result as true. Clear? So this is logical AND. And logical OR is that either any one of the expression should be true. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു expression true ആയാൽ തന്നെ റിസൾട്ടും ട്രൂ ആവും. രണ്ടും false ആവുന്ന കേസസിൽ മാത്രമേ റിസൾട്ട് false ആവൂ. You can see the example here. Right. Then logical NOT operator is just opposite. Expression 0 ആണെങ്കിൽ റിസൾട്ട് 1 ആയിരിക്കും. That means 2 ആയിരിക്കും. Expression 1 ആണെങ്കിൽ റിസൾട്ട് 0 ആയിരിക്കും. Just opposite. You can see the example here. Right. So these are the three logical operators: logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. Clear? Yes. Then next is input-output operators. So there are some operators used to input data and output data. So നമ്മൾ ഇൻപുട്ട് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് ഡിസ്പ്ലേ ചെയ്യാനും യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഓപ്പറേറ്റേഴ്സ് ആണ് ഇൻപുട്ട് ഓർ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് ഓപ്പറേറ്റേഴ്സ്. And you can see double greater than symbols are to represent the input and double less than operators are to represent the output. Clear? Yes. So these are the input and output operators. It is to input the data and output the data respectively. Clear? Yes. Then last is assignment operator that we have already discussed, right? Equal to. Right. Equal to is to assign the values. Equal to operator is used to assign the values. Yes, you can see A equal to B. Then what it means? The value of variable B is stored in A. And A equal to 3 means the value 3 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന value A യിൽ assign ചെയ്യും. അല്ല A equal to B ആണെങ്കിൽ B എന്ന് പറയുന്ന വേരിയബിൾ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് കൊടുക്കുന്നത് അത് A യിൽ assign ചെയ്യും. Yes, so assignment operator is used to assign the values. Clear? Yes. So students, I hope you got an idea about the session, right? So go through the content and copy this to your notebook and send it to me, right? So practice algorithm and flowchart, okay? Go through the examples in your textbook also. And students, these are very important. So study well the topics, yes, and if you have any queries, you can contact me, right? So see you on the next session.